bit of technical difficulties, but we are talking about some of your questions I'm getting. And basically, so you want to book a Riding Iceland tour. How do you do that? What are the things that you need to know? First of all, be as honest as you can with yourself. I can't decide what is the best tour for you. I can give you advice. Riding Iceland, beyonding, we cannot tell what your riding experience and ability, two different things. We don't know what your experience is, what you've done in the past, and we don't know what your ability is now. All we can do is go by what you tell us. So be as honest with yourself as you can so that you can fully enjoy the tour that you pick. All right? So also answer some questions like, what style of riding have you been doing? I've always been taught it's all dressage, different tack, but have you ridden Western and you're only comfortable in a Western saddle and you really want to ride on a loose rein? That's something you're going to have to adapt to when you come to Iceland. They don't have Western saddles. They have Icelandic saddles, and you need to have contact with your reins. These are things that the guides can help you with, but you need to answer those questions. What type of riding did you do? Was it Western? Was it dressage? Was it jumpers? Those type things. Another question I have for you, can you get on and off or mount and dismount your horse from the ground without help? And can you do it easily? And if you can't, that doesn't disclude you, but we need to know, what are your limitations? What keeps you from being able to, get my bangs out of the way a little bit here. What keeps you from being able to get on and off? Is it you have a bad knee and if you just had a little help, you're good? Or you truly cannot get on and off by yourself? Well, there's still a tour for you, but we need to know that up front. So then, are you comfortable with riding all speeds, all gaits? Maybe a gait that you're not familiar with. Maybe you've never ridden a gaited horse. Are you comfortable and are you willing to adapt to a new style of riding? Those are questions that you need to be able to answer, and only you can answer that. Are you comfortable with riding with a group, with riding with a loose herd, or are you more comfortable riding with a smaller group without a loose herd? Different tours, those things are offered for you. All right, so when we get to your riding ability, your riding level, this again, only you can answer this, and you need to be very, very honest. As I said, experience and ability are different. Your experience is what you've done in the past, and many of us have tons of experience 20, 30 years ago, and that still counts. That still is valuable. But can you physically still do those things? And on whatever level it is, there are tours for you, but to make you fully enjoy it. So I'll go over real briefly what we've listed as an example of riding ability so you can more easily place yourself on those levels. And I will post that type of information below so you can read it as well as you've heard it and seen it from me. All right, so a true beginner is someone who has very little experience. They're unable to maybe trot or canter for any amount of time or distance, right? So, and there are rides for those, but be honest with that. An advanced beginner, and many of us may fall under advanced beginner, even though we have tons of experience. But an advanced beginner, I would say, is a rider who can apply basic skills, stopping, starting, holding your reins, using leg pressure or turning, and is comfortable at the walk and medium lengths and distances and speeds at a trot and maybe short canters. Although you're going to be doing gaiting, I'm putting it in terms that would probably be easier for most riders to understand. So you're able to maybe canter for a short distance, a rider that is comfortable at most paces, but has limited experience, or maybe you're not quite physically fit. All right, so a true intermediate rider is a rider who can, in most cases, mount and dismount unassisted, without somebody holding your horse and pushing you up. You can just be told to get on and off, and you can do so. And that also, if we know up front, maybe you've got a bad knee, you need assistance, we can make arrangements for that. All right? So, an intermediate rider is also a rider who is comfortable with a firm seat at all paces, including long trots, canters, and even gallops. With lots of past experience riding in the open country or with a group. An intermediate rider would be reasonably physically fit and able to enjoy 4 to 6 hours of riding in the saddle. That does have breaks. You'll have a lunch break. You'll get off for a few little moments to let your horse breathe, run off to the bathroom type thing. So it won't be 6 hours of nonstop. You will have some stops, but most of the pace will be tolting or equal to the speed of a trot. Tolting is smoother for those of you that don't know it, but there is rough and rocky terrain, so it may not be smooth all the time. An advanced rider is very experienced, is really pretty physically fit, and is confident, feels comfortable and capable at the walk, trot, canter, gallop, over any type terrain, with a group. A rider who is comfortable, and all of these riders need to understand you will be riding multiple horses, but especially in the advanced level, you're comfortable riding different horses. A rider who can mount and dismount quickly without much assistance. If any assistance needed from the ground, there will be no mounting blocks. An advanced rider would be physically fit, we've already mentioned that, and very happy to ride for most of the day at a good strong pace over rougher terrains. So you have all of these abilities. You also have soft hands, you understand contact, you understand and are willing to take instruction on how to ride different horses. That is something I really strongly want to stress to you. I keep saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Most everybody understands what that means. We are going to get there, and these horses are not your horses at home. These horses are wonderful. I have ridden probably 20, 30 of Biatni's horses, and I have loved every single one of them. But each one is different, and none of them are like my horse at home. So you need to be able to adapt and able to take instruction and understand you're not there to train this horse. You are there to enjoy this horse and to enjoy this beautiful country. All right, so we had some other questions that I wanted to go over with. I don't want to harp on that, and I don't want to scare anybody. There's a really fine line between really letting people know what's expected of them and not scaring off somebody who is really physically capable So I consider myself an intermediate rider. And I have ridden even the advanced tours, but I am very adaptable to where if they say, Lisa, you're doing this differently or wrong, I will try my very best to do it the way they're asking me to. So when in Rome, just go with the flow, take it easy. Okay, so my other questions that I'm getting, what is the best time of year to go to Iceland? And that really depends. I don't think there's a bad time of year, but the majority of people want to go in the summer when the temperature is more mild, when you have 24 hours of sunlight, when you have beautiful purple lupin flowers. It's just, most people want to go then. But I do have a lot of people, and I've gone in the winter too. And in the winter is the only time you have the chance to see the northern lights. So between mid to late September to mid-April, you have a good chance of seeing the northern lights. It is a weather thing. There's no guarantees, but it is so worth it when you see them. So if you want the northern lights, pick your winter months. My other question I'm getting is, of course, how do you pick your tour? People are a little hesitant if you're going and booking as a single rider. Maybe you don't have a friend or a family member who wants to go with you. Probably the majority of people that book do not book with a friend or a group or a family member. I create each year, each season, a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for each tour and each date. So once you've signed up for that tour and date, you can join the private group, and there you can meet the other people on your tour, whoever else has joined the group. You can discuss things, you can get to know each other, you can ask all sorts of questions, you can talk about packing, travel, all of those things there within your group that you'll actually be riding with. And I think that's amazing to be able to do that. My other big advice to you guys is, I keep saying, go with the flow. Get there, understand this is a European country. Their culture may be very different, especially if you're coming from the US. Embrace it, enjoy it, love it. It has become a passion of mine. I so love Iceland. I so love these horses. Bjarni and his family are so dear to me. Enjoy it. Maybe your room that you stay in is different than the room that you would have maybe booked as a hotel in the US. It's great. It's wonderful. This is an adventure. This is not really a Hilton luxury, luxury tour, but embrace the adventure. You will be comfortable. You will be well fed. I can guarantee you that. So enjoy it. Get along with everybody. Join into the group. Meet new people. Become a stronger rider. Enjoy the country. Embrace the culture. And look around you and enjoy the nature that's provided. Okay, guys, so I don't keep coughing and bugging you. I am going to let you go. You can always private message me or put a question below, and hope to talk to you guys soon. Bye.